we have 5 different sleeping pads. 3 of them are of the modern air chamber lightweight pad type, and 2 of them involve foam, and they're much larger. This is an REI pad that its size is 3.3 liters in its packed form.
This is the Outdoorsman Lab hiking pad. I got it off of Amazon. It was what was the number? 1.2 liters.
This pad is a Big Agnes branded pad. Packed size is 2.9 liters.
This is a closed cell foam pad. It's very bulky, but actually not too heavy. It takes up a lot of space, has a fairly high insulation value, and I don't remember where we got it, probably at like a Walmart or something for a couple bucks. They're cheap.
Is a Thermarest. This is a combination between this foam pad and these inflatable pads. It has a foam core to it, and then it has a nylon shell, and you add air to it to bring the pad up to a sleepable size. And this pad is 17 liters in its packed form. Pack sizes that most scouts are bringing are a total of between 45 to 55 liters of capacity. So these pads in the 1 liter range would be 1/50th of your pack capacity. These are in the 2 to 3 liter range, so they would be about 1/25th of your pack capacity. This is 17 liters, so this would be 1/3 of the total capacity of your pack used up by a pad.
Okay, we'll talk about pricing a little bit. This Flash from REI was $99. The AirCore is $69, also from REI. The Outdoorsman Lab, $42 off of Amazon. And the Thermarest, also $99 at REI. And the closed cell foam, again, you're probably $10. The nice things about these inflatable mattresses these days are the valves. They're very low resistance as you're blowing in, so it's very quick to inflate them. And then when you want to deflate them, you just push your finger in and it opens the valve. If I get nervous as I'm rolling it up that it's not going to stay open, I can tuck the valve behind and then it'll stay open. And I can leave this open when I've got it fully rolled up and in the pad, or in the bag.
This has 2 valves. One is to deflate, and at the other end of the pad, there's a valve to inflate. This inflate valve is very similar to the one Mike showed you. It has very low resistance going in, and it has a one-way valve on the inside, so air doesn't leak out as you're blowing it up. But you don't use this one to deflate. So unlike Mike's, there's no feature where you push your finger down into it to deflate it. Instead, you open it up the deflate valve on this end. Now we have these pads fully inflated. It took me 40 seconds to inflate this pad. It took 15 breaths to do it.
Mine took 8 breaths and about, 15 seconds? 18 seconds? Something like that.
This pad looks to be a little bit thicker overall than this pad. This pad is sort of the old style with these linear grooves. You can still buy pads like this, but I've noticed that this particular brand, this REI Flash, has gone to a more diagonal sort of honeycomb pattern like what Mike's pad has.
The thinking behind that, they say, is that your sleeping bag, when you're on top of it, the underfill gets compressed on these, and so you don't get much insulation out of it. But if you have channels and grooves in your air mattress, then your sleeping pad or your sleeping bag adds some insulation as well. That's what they say. I don't know how true it is.
The other pads that we showed you that have foam inside are generally going to have a higher R value. So for winter camping, that might be a big advantage. In our opinion, the massive weight savings and massive volume savings for either of these 2 pads over a foam-filled pad is more than enough to compensate for any disadvantage in our value.